Welcome to the Kameron Show. I'm your friend Cameron Tyler. I'm so happy you're here today. We're coming to you from Dude IDK Studios in Denver, and I am so happy because today my guest friend is one of my oldest friends. We've been friends for over 20 years, and he's my first straight guy friend. He's a rug maker. He's a husband. He's a daddy. He is a world traveler. His name's Jordan Boettcher.
Glad to be here, man.
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
I can't believe it. I love it so much. In fact,
20 years, man. That's...
20 years. I was thinking about it. Well, it's been over 20 years since, remember that drawing I did in study hall?
Yeah.
The infamous drawing. It was like an ensemble cast of people in our study hall.
Yep.
And you were raking up money because you were doing lawn raking or what were...
Well, because it was freshman year. So it was like before I could drive and before I could have like my own source of income. But like my entire life, I've wanted my own money. So I've been the guy that's like going door to door being like, hey, do you need your lawn raked? Hey, do you need your shovel, your driveway shoveled? Hey, do you like in the summer I would do lawn mowing. In the winter I'd do snow shoveling. In the fall I do like I just hungry for my own income. Like,
and clearly at 14 I was impressed. I drew everyone in our study hall doing different things, but that's what he was doing because I was like, oh my god, he's working. I sure as hell wasn't working at 14.
I was working at 13, bro. I mean, I don't know if I'm under
Child
the table for sure, but I was working at a preschool at 13.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was not. Anyway, Jordan has done so much. We have a lot to talk about in the next hour. But before we do that, I have to ask if you were to introduce yourself to our friends at home who don't know you in 10 words or less, how would you introduce yourself?
Jack of all trades.
Okay.
Guy that likes to do stuff. I'm pretty sure that's exactly 10.
Oh, not that he thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just... Off the dome, baby. No.
Off the dome.
No.
Yeah, we'll talk about the specifics, but I think that's a pretty good encapsulation. Just to set the tone today, if you close your eyes, what's the aura? What color is it?
I'd say green.
Okay, I love that. Fresh.
Yeah,
it's
fresh.
Springtime.
Growth.
Money. He's raking in
literal,
the money.
Raking in literal cash.
By the way, we're going to go out of order because I have to address it immediately. Jordan created this rug that you see on our season 3 set. And I love this rug so much. Jordan, tell everyone about this new venture of yours, making rugs, and about your business. And what if they want a rug like this?
Okay, I would say so far, right at this moment, calling it like a business is like, I'm not quite there yet. I would say I do commissions, but like mostly just stuff that I want to do. I'm not in the like, I need to live off this money. I need to, make. It's not a money thing right now. It's I like doing this and I can make money off of it type of thing.
So you better pitch something interesting.
Yeah, JB's Rug Room on Instagram and Twitter, or just not Twitter. Twitter doesn't.
Oh my god! I know. I didn't even think about it.
I don't have Twitter.
Twitter doesn't even exist.
No, TikTok. That's what I'm
TikTok,
saying.
Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
If you search JB's Rug Room, or of course just look at the list of who the Kameron Show is following, you're going to find the page that now has a lot of followers, a lot of interest.
Mm-hmm. It was, I started like 2 years ago, and it was just something that I saw and I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. Like, that would be fun. I think that'd be fun. I did a little bit of research and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start doing it. And so I just bought up all the stuff you need and I started messing around, started making some god awful rugs. And now I'd say I'm pretty good at it. I'm getting better at it.
I would have to agree.
But I started some social media stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start putting it out there and whatever. I didn't really expect anything. And the first thing that I put on TikTok was, it's a World of Warcraft rug. Like, it was, my buddy was just like, hey, could you do like a logo for me? And I'm like, you know what? Sure. Like, cool. And then I did it and I made the reel or whatever. And then that first reel that I put up, it just like blew up. Like, it was, far more than anything I could have ever expected on Instagram. I think it got like 30,000. I'm like, damn, like,
World of
like,
Warcraft.
I'm like that, and like that's a lot, whatever. And then I put it on TikTok, and then it was like, I think right now it's at like 340K
Yeah,
views or
1,000.
something. And so I went from like 30 something followers to like 1,000, like basically overnight, over the course of like 2 days.
JB's Rug Room. He's a hot commodity.
And I think I have mostly, like, I think it's mostly because of the like rabidness of the World of Warcraft community. Like, people
for sure.
like people who are into Warcraft love Warcraft, and that's like their thing.
Well,
And like, it's really dope. Like that, it's just a very, I don't want to say niche because it's like the biggest game in the world.
yeah. But when they love it, they love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, for the gays, it's like RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, of course.
If you started making
Yeah.
drag queen rugs, let me
Yeah, I
tell
mean, I
you,
could. I mean, I
those things would pop off.
bro. If you were like, hey, I need you to make me a drag rug, I don't know what that would look like.
I would tell you.
But I would do it, man. It would be like,
It would at least be original, because
Yeah.
here's the thing. He doesn't like to make the same thing twice.
No.
So if you come at him with an idea, you better make sure that it's original and he hasn't made it before.
honestly, the design part of it is really like fun to me. Is like taking something where it's like, because like I don't know, rug making, it's like it's a very specific medium, and I can't, like, I'm really like impressed by the people who are like, oh, here's a picture of my cat, and then like they just take a picture of the cat and then they just like make a rug out of it.
That's a
and it
lot
looks
of
good.
colors.
No, like I've seen people that do that, where they just like, they make these hand tufted rugs of like their dog or their cat or something, and it's super impressive to me, like the design aspect of it. But like taking that kind of design and translating it to something that would look good on a rug, like, is,
Yeah.
like, that's, it's fun, it's interesting. Like with the logos and stuff, it's like, if it's a logo that doesn't have any gradients or anything, it's like, you know, it's just kind of, here I do it. Like I'd mentioned earlier, I'm doing a logo for like a sports team, and it's just, it's not terribly exciting. It's more like I'm doing it for, you know, my mom's coworker or something like that, because but like when you have a design, it's like, oh, I'm gonna take this and go on the computer and like mess around with the design and make something that would look cool as a rug. And, you know, they're unique designs, and that, like, that's part of the fun of it. And the last thing I want to do is be cranking out the exact same rug.
No, he's not a sweatshop.
No.
He was working at 13, but it wasn't doing this.
Yeah.
Well, thank God my rug was pretty easy, because you only needed 3 colors.
Yeah.
The logo is so basic.
Yeah. And as I'm like looking at it, I'm like, you know, I can do better with this and this and that. I think that's just.
Are
how
you
anything
kidding?
goes.
Like what? It is perfect.
It's like clean, you know. It's the art thing of like, oh, you look at it and then you're like, oh, you just look at it so much that you.
All right. Well, everyone, look how perfect this rug is, and just think, he thinks it could be more perfect. So you know it's going to be high quality.
I'm going to be getting better. I'm going to be getting better as I come out with more stuff. But yeah, it's something where I just like to create something that people can just have and look at. Like, it's one of the things I like to do with my art, because I do a lot of just random art stuff where I'm like little doodles and
oh yes,
like I like spending my time, and then at the end of it I have something cool. And this is the ratio of having something cool to look at afterwards to work put into it, is like pretty nice as far as with the rug stuff. So it's very satisfying, where I can just have this thing and I'm like, oh yeah. And the downside of that being, if I'm not really digging it too much, I'm like, like whatever, then I just have to like look.
And it's been a lot of time gone into it.
Yeah. So it's something that eventually I feel like once I have maybe more time and more, you know, I don't know, I guess resources, or like I can put more into it, and I can make it like a business. Yeah. I'm currently focusing on putting out like a shop. I need to build up an inventory of like maybe 5-6 rugs that I can just have out there, and then I can make a shop. But right now it just they keep getting snapped up before I.
He's just such a hot commodity. What you should do is you should go follow JB's Rug Room. and you will see an evolution happen right in front of your eyes because he's just getting started. But he's a busy man. He can't just make rugs all day.
No, as much as I would love to.
He's a teacher. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a soccer player. He's a traveler, devoted son and brother. Iconic. I actually want to go backwards now because we're just going to jump all over the map today. Unfortunately, Jordan's known me for 20 years. I can jump all over the map and he can keep up.
Yeah.
We're going all the way back to the beginning now because I do want to talk about our first meeting. And I think that I've talked a lot about my first impressions of you. And I've talked a lot. In fact, I wrote about you in my book.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and read the paragraph that I wrote about you in my book because I was looking at it today. And then, though, what I want is for you to tell me your first impressions of me when we first knew of each other, and then when we first met, and your journey through what I'm about to read. So here's my perspective. This is in my memoir, A Mural in Space, a Gay Boy's memoir. Obviously, you all have your copies.
Yeah.
And
I read it. I mean,
you read it before it came out.
I read it before it was out.
Yeah.
I read it in like a short period of time. I was on a trip to Texas, and we were going to see the eclipse. And I just
that's right.
When we were in the hotel room or whatever, I was just cranking through it.
Yeah. And I told him, just so you know, you're in this. And this is where he's really in it because I've just come out, and this is what I said. The only person I felt bad telling was my friend Jordan Boettcher, one of the only straight boys I've ever become immediate friends with. We'd gotten along since our shared study hall period freshman year. That's when I drew the picture.
Yeah.
Throughout the past 3 years, he defended me valiantly, both when I was and wasn't present, against anyone who inferred I might be gay. That's just the way he talks, he'd say. You know he's super into that singer Cassie, right? When I broke the news, I told him I would understand if he were mad. But in typical Jordan form, he only had mellow wishes for whatever made me happy.
Yeah, man. I think... Because, I mean, the first time we were, like, aware of each other was, like, 7th grade. Because we went to middle school together. I was in 7C.
So was I.
Okay. So we had some classes together, but we never really talked or interacted.
No, but I knew you because you stood out because your hair was bleached.
Yeah.
You were one of the kids in 2003 with bleached hair.
Yeah. Yeah, I started bleaching my hair in 4th grade, and I got made fun of, like, relentlessly, bro. It was like... People were like, why would you do, like, what would you...
That's crazy. It was the early 2000s.
No, it wasn't in yet, in 4th grade. And then...
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, I was the only... And it wasn't like frosted tips or anything. It was like completely blonde, the entire thing.
Golden.
Super curly, you know. And so they're like, why would you do... And then like, not long later, like 2 years later, by the time we hit middle school, everybody was frosting their tips and stuff like that.
It blew up.
And then so I was just kind of like, you know... I don't know, man. This is like, it's kind of everybody's kind of doing it. So I just sort of stopped. And by the time like 8th grade hit,
that's the first thing I remember about you.
Yeah, but yeah, we didn't really interact too much. I mean, we interacted with the same people. We had like the same groups of friends, like Carissa. We like rode the same bus.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that. Yeah,
Carissa was just on the show.
Yeah, and so we were sort of in adjacent circles, but we didn't really, you know, when we started talking it was 9th grade study hall Hertel.
Oh my God, that was his name, Mr. Hertel. I always just remember he wore a lot of Hawaiian shirts.
I remember that he was just like needlessly like I don't even want to say. He was
kind of rude.
He was rude. He was super. He was
like, rude, is what he was.
He was too rude for like the situation. It was like study hall. It's like he's not even teaching anything. It's very much like we go in there and we just kind of chill. And he was like,
he was rude.
Yeah,
he was a rude teacher.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I think it was, as far as high school, it's kind of, you know, you first starting this like new chapter of your life, and you're kind of like, oh, I'm gonna make all these new friends. I'm gonna meet all these new people and whatever. And then like you just kind of start meeting people, and it was interesting because we sat next to each other and we had sort of known each other, but not really. And so that point where we started talking, it was like, oh, this guy seems kind of like interesting.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. And And I don't know. I think it really, one of the things in high school that people would like, people are like, kids are awful, man. They're just like
Kids are awful.
cruel.
I'm sure it hasn't changed. I'm sure they're still
No.
awful.
Yes, but yeah, it was just kind of I'd hear people like whispering and chattering, and like my friends in high school were like not the most.
They were high school boys.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't really, even back then I kind of didn't like putting myself in the same like box as that, because it was just like the way people act. It's. I didn't like to be the same as everybody else.
You were never a barbaric high school boy.
No, I tried
to say.
It just never really like resonated with me or whatever.
No.
But like they'd say stuff and I'd be like, "Come on, man! Like, what are you like? You don't even know the guy. Like, what's your deal, man? Like, what?" And then they're like, "Oh, well, they'd say something like, 'Oh, he's that gay guy or whatever," and I'm like, "You don't know that." I'm like, actually, I'm like, I don't know that. So I remember specifically coming up to you once and be like, "Hey, so."
Yeah, you did.
I don't want to be like, I don't want to be rude or whatever. And obviously everybody has what they think,
right?
So it's like, it doesn't matter like whatever I thought,
right?
Whether I thought you were gay or not or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like, I can't just say stuff without
And whatever
knowing.
you say, that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. And so I literally was like, "Hey, I don't want to be rude. Please don't get upset by this question. I literally am just asking to know.
Yeah.
Like, are you gay?" And you
I said, no.
You're like, no. Yeah, it was very
No.
like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, no worries, man. I just had to ask, man. I didn't want to like.
I said, you know what? I'm in love with the singer Cassie, which I was real. I was really obsessed with her.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, got it, bro. And then that was it. And I didn't ever. And so whenever someone was like dogging on you for it, not even, I mean, they're high school boys. They don't do it to your face.
Oh, they would never. I wish they would have.
Yeah, but no. So I'm like getting into arguments with people, like that are my friends that I just kind of like hear, like talking in the hall and stuff like that, and I'm just like, man, what's wrong with you, man? Like you don't even know the guy. Like he says he's not, man. So like leave it alone.
And then senior year, I came to school, first day of school. I ripped the Band-Aid off and told pretty much everybody. I was like, hey, over the summer, this happened.
Yeah.
And thank God Jordan's just like, okay.
It's like, all right, yeah,
great.
It is what it is, man. I mean, I wasn't necessarily surprised,
Well,
what I'm saying?
I don't think anybody
was
nobody,
surprised
except for maybe Amy Vance.
Yeah, but it was like, cool, man. Like now it's like I felt like, oh, now if I need to defend him, it can be like in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's not like, hey, no, he's not gay. It's like, so what if he's gay? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do about it, bro?
And
I'd get in people's faces about it, man. It really upset me when people were like that, just like needlessly.
Well, and I think a lot of people don't remember. It was so different 20 years ago than it is now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it still happens, but it's probably not the same. Of like, oh, is he gay? Because now some kids come out at like 12 years old.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, maybe, you're still different in a way. I'm sure there's still bullying, but
yeah,
I'm so glad how everything turned out. And then we were lucky because I think it's so easy to lose touch with friends after you graduate high school.
Yeah.
And of course, we're millennials, so we were connected on social media anyway.
Yeah.
But I always remember like the thing that brought our friendship into college. We have to give a shout out to friend of the pod, Miranda Clemenson, because she had the mustache party.
The mustache party, yeah.
I'm going to have to post a picture on Kameron Show pod Instagram.
I had a real human hair mustache for that party. I went to that.
Damn.
It was a that costume shop in downtown Littleton. I forget what it's called. Rikey's.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what it's called. I don't want to say the wrong name, but it was like this like high end costume shop.
I took it serious,
bro. I dropped like $17
on a mustache,
on a human hair mustache,
which you could probably have just grown.
Yeah,
maybe
but it was
short notice.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But one, it was short notice. I will say a mustache is one of the few things that I was able to grow from like an early age.
Yeah,
like this is like a.
That's true.
Recent...
He was, you were a clean shaven boy.
Yeah, and then the mustache, bro. I was like, I'm gonna have the thickest mustache. Like
you did
with the human hair.
I drew mine on with eyeliner.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because of course I had it laying around.
Yeah,
I was going to tracks all the time by then.
Yeah. Yeah, but no,
Oh
the
my
mustache
God.
party, that was something that kind of brought it into college, I guess, because
Into our adult lives.
we were friends on MySpace and Facebook and all that stuff, but like that was where we were really like, oh, we can just hang out outside of school, because in high school we hung out, but we didn't hang out outside of. I mean,
No, we really
not
didn't.
too much.
We
Not too
didn't.
much. There was a couple of occasions.
Oh yeah, like dances and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we went. Weren't you at Chili's with me at was it before homecoming?
Yeah.
Did you go to homecoming with Carissa?
And
I went to
senior
homecoming
year
with Verinia. Yeah.
Senior year, yeah. That
Both
was
of
one
who
of
have been on the show.
one of the few dates that I've ever had that for high school. Like I didn't have many high school dates. Like I had a date for like freshman year homecoming, and then I had a date for like senior year.
Me too.
Homecoming.
Or I just didn't go to a lot of the dances.
Yeah. I went to a lot of the dances because I wanted to like do stuff. Like it was like, oh, this is like a thing that people are doing, and then I get to talk to people and chat with whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm an extrovert, but I kind of
You're a fairly social introvert.
In high school, I liked kind of expanding my social circles in a lot of different ways. So it was whenever there was a dance, it's like, oh, I'll just go.
Yeah.
We'll go hang. I didn't even have a date. I was like, oh, we'll go, maybe I'll see some people and can chat with them and whatever. But yeah, no, that
brought our friendship into our adult lives. And then ever since, we're just there.
Yeah. And I think, and going back to the first impression, I think one of the things that kind of like originally drew me to you was, I don't know, I've always been someone that doesn't like to be put in a box. And it really has kind of made me uncomfortable for people to like pigeonhole me in like one way or another. Yeah. And I think I was maybe subconsciously like drawn to people who also don't like to be put in a specific box, or I mean in a closet. But I don't like to be put in a box either, to be clear. Yeah. But yeah, it was just, and I think over the years that has kind of like shown itself, because like you're someone who likes doing stuff.
Needs to.
Yeah. Well, and like one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say like, oh, I'm thinking about writing a book.
Oh my God. Don't even get me started. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. No, and you've also never been that type of person. You're just like, oh, I've been writing a book. And it's like, oh, like you're not even thinking about, like you've been, the thinking about it part of it has passed.
I'm an action taker. I'm a trigger puller.
And that's the same thing like with the rug making stuff. It was like, there wasn't a long period of time where it was like, oh, I'm thinking about tufting.
No, I didn't even know you were thinking about it till I saw you doing it.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it is with everything. Like when I moved to Japan, when I did, like just everything that I do, I like just doing it. I don't like thinking, because like the thinking about it is like you want credit for doing it before you've done it.
Oh, I know. And it's an easy trap to fall into. I'm not going to say I've never done it, because trust me, for everything I've done, I've probably thought about doing 10 other things.
Of course, but like there's no like, you're not doing a lot of like pontificating on.
Yeah, no. It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think, where do I want to go next? You brought up Tokyo. Let's talk about Tokyo.
Yeah.
You lived in Tokyo twice.
Yes.
Twice? Thrice? Twice.
It was twice. No, three times. Yeah. Because I moved there in 2016.
Yes.
And then I came back briefly. I went back, and then I came back again thinking like, okay, I'm going to be here kind of temporarily, kind of helping with some family stuff, doing, I had my reasons for coming back.
Totally.
And then COVID happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure did.
And then it made going back not really like a thing that could happen right away. But I mean, in that period of time, I met my wife. So it's like,
thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who we stan.
Yeah. So
Gretchen.
Yeah. It was something where I always wanted to go back, and luckily Gretchen was like, yeah, let's do it. Whatever.
Queen.
So she went with me. But yeah, so total cumulative about 5 years.
Tell me about your love story with Tokyo / Japan, because I feel like when you moved there in 2016, I found out you were moving there when you had already decided it was happening.
I already had a job.
You already had a job, and
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, what? And I felt so blindsided by this. How did it come to fruition? Why Tokyo? How long had you wanted to do this before doing this? Because I only found out about it after the trigger had been pulled. So tell me about leading up to that. Like, why Tokyo?
So when I was a kid, I want to say I was in maybe first or second grade, and we did a project. It was like a school project that was like, it was like you need to make a travel brochure, and it's a classic like elementary school. We make a travel brochure, and then you have to tell people about the country and about you should come to this country because they have this and this and that, whatever. And you have to like it's like a research project or whatever. But like research back then was like, go to the library.
Yeah, maybe the computer lab.
Well, my classroom had one computer. It had a computer with like Netscape.
Oh my God, Netscape.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that word in so long.
Yeah.
Netscape.
And it was one of those things where like we obviously did research in the library. It's like, all right, library time. And the whole class goes down to the library and you're there for about 30 minutes and you're kind of just screwing around on the computer trying to load Japan.
That's so cute.
But like, and honestly, I don't even remember if I chose Japan or if I got assigned Japan. I want to say I got assigned because like, I think it was just like a random, like, okay, we put all the countries in a thing and you get to pull. And
I love that.
I'm pretty sure that's how it was. Cause I remember being like, I remember thinking like that I didn't want to get, like Mexico. Because my family's from Mexico, and I was like, oh, it's like like it would have been boring.
Yeah.
Because like, and so I was like, oh, something new, whatever. I get Japan, and then I remember doing the research on it, and honestly, even like the details of the research are very like, I don't even remember that much.
Oh yeah.
But the thing I do remember is sitting at the computer and looking up like it was like the Japanese government website or like whatever comes up when you just type like Japan, whatever website comes up on the search engine or whatever. And it was like, I remember you would like load up a website and it would take forever to load, and you would I remember there was a picture of like Shinjuku Gyoen National Garden, which is like this thing it's a park in Shinjuku where like it's just famous for like cherry blossom viewing. And so I remember like having the web page, like you sit there and you click it and you double click it, and then it just like the picture just like loads.
One row of pixels at a time.
Like the picture just loads up.
Yep.
And I remember just like seeing the green of the grass and then like the pink of the cherry blossoms, and then it was like the blue sky with the skyscrapers in the background, and it was just like this alien world to me that I was like, man, like that looks so cool. Like I want to say, because I grew up in Phoenix, and I don't know if you've ever been to you have been to Phoenix.
Not green. Yep.
Various shades of red and brown.
Yep, yellows and oranges.
Yellow is being very generous.
Yeah, that's true. It's duller than
okay,
that.
if it's grass.
Yeah, yellow grass.
Yeah, yellow grass.
Yeah.
But it's like, so I saw this thing, I'm like, whoa. Like, and so since then, I've always had this thing in the back of my mind of like, I'm going to move to Japan one day. And then, and like my family, who always has been very supportive, they were just kind of like, well, people are just like, move to Japan. Like, what do you.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. So like, it's not something I even like talked about a bunch growing up or whatever. But like, once I finished I was like in college doing my thing. I was getting my teaching degree and all that stuff. And I kind of, everything started to like fall into place. And I was like, well, if I was going to move to Japan, what would I even do? And then like doing research, it's like, oh, like teaching English in Japan is like a thing that people do. And it kind of aligns really perfectly with what I'm already doing, which is like teaching.
Yeah.
And so it kind of was a no-brainer where it's like, okay, I'm just going to teach in Japan. And I went and I just did it. Like
Became a teacher.
Yeah. And I got a job as like technically it was like a contractor, doing like individual teaching lessons. And honestly, and to this day, it's like my favorite job that I've ever I've ever had. It's the point in my life where every single day I would go to work and I'd be like, I get to meet new people. I get to teach them this thing that's going to like expand their world.
Yeah.
You know, because English, like internationally, learning English and getting good in English is like your key to the world. Like it's your key to you expanding your career and your,
Yeah.
you know, learning Japanese, it's like you can go to Japan.
True.
Learning English, you can go anywhere. Like it's just one of those things. So I really like loved it. I moved there and it was everything that I had wanted it to be. Like I loved it. I enjoyed it. It's my favorite place to be.
It can be done. If you've ever thought about living in another place in the world,
don't think about it. Just do it.
Just do it and make it happen. But Jordan did it. You were what, 25?
I was 24. Yeah.
24.
One day we'll all be dead and none of this will matter. So just do it.
Oh my God. That is one thing that Jordan and I have in common is that we're like, hey, we're all dying.
Yeah. Have you considered that you and everyone you know will be dead one day?
I think about it I mean, one of the most common things I say is we're all getting microwaved alive.
Yeah.
So you better do whatever the hell you want to do.
You know what? I think it's from like subconsciously, maybe it's not even a conscious thing, but like when you experience death at like a relatively early age, you kind of have it just somewhere in the back of your mind that you're like, oh, I could just die tomorrow. Like it could just happen. I could just get hit by a bus.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And
I've literally talked about, I mean, I obviously wrote a whole book about it.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me at 18.
Yeah.
Did you have like a specific instance like that?
Yeah. I mean, when I was 9, I had a brother that had passed away because it was, you know, it's my youngest brother.
Right.
He, you know, so it was something where you know, it just really changed how I looked at things. And I felt like in my mind, I was thinking about mortality in a way that like maybe a 9-year-old doesn't normally do. Like, So it was something that I think has really like shaped my life and like how I perceive things and how I do things. Like I got to do things. I got to like,
the
don't,
hourglass is running.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the thing where like I moved to Japan and it was every single day I was living not on autopilot because there's that thing where, you know, you think about like people always say like, hey, what happened on your drive to work? And it's like, you just go on autopilot and I have no idea. You just get in your car and then you just teleport and then you're just there. And there was a huge chunk of my, like I'd say the better part of my 20s, I was just not living on autopilot. Everything I was doing, you know, everything I was learning, you know, I was learning Japanese and immediately just like using it and being like, oh, I'm running into the situation where I'm like, I'm eating it. I'm just like, oh my God, that was so embarrassing. Like what am I? Oh my God. And then I'd go home and I'd study.
Yeah.
And then I'd like go back and try again. And it was like every single day, it's like going to and from work. I was seeing new things. I was reading new things. I'm like, oh, I can, you know, my Japanese is getting better. I'm like, oh, I can like read. I'm like, oh, the signs, I know like what these say now.
Your
like,
brain was eating
for a minute. Like it was and
the whole time.
And honestly, even, you know, I got back from Japan for the most recent time 2 years ago at this
2024.
Point. Like late 2023.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and so it was like even then it was like I'm like just not on autopilot. I'm like in living my best life.
Living your best life, thank God.
Because like I always like I live in my head a lot. Like I'm very like, you know, I don't know how to describe in my head.
Yeah.
And when I'm there, I'm still in my head, but it's like a much more interesting place because I'm just like, you know, I'm learning, I'm experiencing, I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do now? Oh, I'm every day seeing things I've never seen before, and I don't know. There's another thing about Japan that people get really like you meet people that have been there for like 20 years, and they're just like so bitter. They're just so like, it's like, bro, why are you even here anymore? Because like they seem to hate so many things about like Japanese society and culture and whatever, and it's like there are a lot of things that are tough about it, but it's like they you know, because if there's one place that likes putting people in a box, it's Japan. Like they,
Oh, really?
yeah, Japanese culture is very like in a lot of ways like confined, like socially.
That
And
tracks, actually.
yeah, and so people move there for various reasons, and then a lot of people end up really like bitter about it. But like I don't know if I could ever really see myself feeling like that, even after being there for like
No.
many years.
You have like a love story with Tokyo or with
Um,
Japan is the only way that I can describe
Yeah.
what I've seen. And I don't know anyone else who's ever done like I have friends who of course have lived in different places and who have even left the country and have fallen in love, but like yours is pretty specifically Japan. Whereas
Yeah.
like my friend Nissa, it's like, oh, I love Tokyo and I love Barcelona, or I've lived in Barcelona, I lived in Paris. But you're like, I went there, I came back, I went back again, I came back again, and one day I want to go back.
Yeah. We're trying to buy a house out there at some point. Like that's the, so I can at the very least spend like summers there, because like the nice part about being a teacher is that you don't work over the summer.
It's pretty amazing that you
Yeah.
found yourself a wife who's also into this idea.
Yeah, and honestly, she's not even into it in the sense that like there are a lot of things that she had a really hard time with when she moved there.
Yeah.
But she also just likes doing stuff. She's very like, let's do it. Like let's make it happen.
That's the thing that I
Yeah.
think you guys have in common.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Gretchen, because I love her. I officiated your wedding with
Yeah.
Gretchen. It was one of the most memorable weddings I've ever been a part of
Yeah.
because it poured on us. It was an outdoor wedding.
Yeah.
And you might think, oh, well, if it was rainy, surely you guys moved the wedding inside.
Nope.
We went ahead and did it in the rain. Everyone had umbrellas.
Yeah.
We stood there getting wet, but it was so windy.
Nobody could hear you. Nobody
Could hear a single thing. So I shortened my whole spiel.
Yeah.
But it was thankfully enough time for some beautiful, amazing, unique pictures to
Yeah.
occur.
Yeah.
I will just always have the vision of how windy it was and everyone with their umbrellas, but everyone was so happy.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves you. And I remember also afterwards, this is also like the sweetest thing, is that you were just like, that was the best day of my life.
Yeah.
You're like, that was just like an amazing day. And I was like, it was an amazing day. And I love
Yeah.
that you love it. But tell me,
Yeah. Beautiful wife, beautiful life,
beautiful wife, beautiful life. Tell me about Gretchen. How did you guys meet?
We met on Tinder.
That's right.
Yeah.
And was this before the pandemic?
It was like right before it started.
Right. Okay. It's all coming back to me now.
There was a period of time. So like, got out of a long bad relationship, and
Bad.
yeah,
Bye.
and we don't have to.
We
get
won't
too
even
into
go
it,
there.
but
I didn't like it.
It was, and so there was a period of time where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be single guy. I'm gonna do single guy stuff.
You did. You
And
said that.
I did.
And you did some.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but it was like, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna get on all the apps, I'm gonna do all the dating or
He
whatever.
was jumping in the deep end.
Yeah, and so I did, and then at the very beginning, it's like I want to say the first Tinder date that I went on when I was like ready to get back into the scene or whatever was with Gretchen. And I think the thing that we were talking, and I think the thing that, so on her profile, it was almost like a joke profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah, and I just like thought it was funny, and so we started talking, and I don't know, we were hitting it off, and then I think the thing that pushed it over the edge to where I was like, oh, I'm just gonna ask her out or whatever, is she was talking about wanting to do like debt relief. Like she was like, I wanna help people get out of like bad financial situations and then like turn their life around, like it like a almost like a financial counselor type of thing, where it's like, because like she's very good with money, and that's something that she could very easily like she can help other people in that way. And so it was like, oh, like she's ambitious, like she has something that she wants to do, and that she likes doing, and she's like, oh my god. So that kind of immediately was like, obviously I thought the profile was funny, and then it was like I flipped over because she had like the first picture was like a picture of her like with like her sweatpants like pulled up like super high, and it was like a super like low res photo, like it was very not even, and the like loop thing that it was like over her neck or whatever, so the sweatpants were like up here, and it was like if you ain't a hoe, get out of my trap house or something like that. Like it was very like silly,
so unserious.
Yeah, so unserious. But I'm a pretty unserious guy myself. So like, and then you flip through, and obviously I'm like, damn, like she looks good. Like oh shit,
she's beautiful.
And so, and then I was just like, let's do it. And so I hit her up, hey, do you want to go out? And then from there, it's just, I mean, it was history. It was basically like I had a first date with her, and it went really well. We just were talking. We were kind of meeting halfway. We were connecting. And it was like, oh, like that was a great time.
Yeah.
Like, and then over the next like 2 weeks, I went crazy. I went crazy with like dating, because I was literally just like, you know what? I need to make sure that date was as good as I thought it was.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're out of a relationship. You never want to be that guy that's like out of a relationship and then is like the first thing that comes by, you're like
1000%.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go on a bunch of other dates.
He said, I'm going to do my due diligence.
Yeah, I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm going to see what's up. I'm going to see what's out there. And for the next like 2 weeks, I want to say I went on a date a night.
You did. I remember that stretch, and I was like, "How are you doing?"
Yeah,
that?
It was a lot.
In my hoiest of hoe days, where I was hooking up a lot, I never even hooked up that much. And dates take way more mental bandwidth than hooking up.
Yeah,
I was like, "How are you doing this?"
Yeah. So I went there, and so like I went on a bunch of dates, and most of them were terrible. And it was very much like, you could go when you go on a date, and you can tell someone's just like, they just want the meal.
Oh my God.
Or like, you go there and it's just like really like awkward.
The
or
vibe
like,
is not right.
You go and you meet someone, it's like, like, okay, that was okay. Like, I don't know. I just, like for whatever reason, they were just not great. And then I found myself on almost every single date, not almost every single date, thinking about like, I wonder what Gretchen's doing. I'm like, I don't know when she wants to chill again. Maybe we can, maybe I can go like, and so that's kind of when I knew, where it was like date number 9.
Yeah.
In 7 days.
I just want to be dating Gretchen.
And I was just like, I wonder what Gretchen's doing.
If they're not Gretch, they're not great.
Yeah.
And I've always said that.
You have always said that.
I loved her from the beginning. And let me tell you something. I have strong opinions. When my friends are dating someone, you'll know.
Yeah.
You'll know if I don't like them.
No, that's one of the things that I've always really like, I've always respected about you, is that I can always be very sure that you're going to tell me exactly what's up, even if it's something that I don't necessarily want to hear. And there's a lot of like growing up, like in high school, you're hanging out with high school boys, and there's a lot of like weird competition and stuff like below the surface. Like that's the thing that a lot of people don't really talk about. People talk about like girls being catty and stuff, but like there's a level of like insecurity in high school boys that like they like want to see each other succeed, but like they don't like it.
But not more than themselves.
Yeah. So
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff where like they'll be supportive, but it's a lot of times very surface level. Okay. Until later. That I have a lot of thoughts on the subject, but like there's a lot of stuff where it's like there's the level of insecurity correlates with a superficial level of support, where it's like yeah, man, oh dope, that's good, I'm happy for you, yeah. But like that's not actually how they feel.
Yeah,
that's not. You know what I'm saying?
See that.
And so there were a lot of situations in high school where like you kind of just told me what's up.
Yeah,
I can name a couple.
We won't even go there.
Yeah, I mean we can.
I was blunt.
Yeah,
because I was honest, and I think that to your point, a lot of that is because I'm like, we're not competing for the same thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, that
because I'm not even saying honestly, I can't be like that, but with you, I'm like,
no, but
we're
like,
not competing for the same.
Yeah,
thing.
but like that's also the thing that like I think really unleashes the friendship aspect of it, is that not 0 point in our life were we ever in competition for anything.
Nothing. We are so different. It's actually crazy.
And so like in my mind, that makes our friendship like more pure than a lot of other friendships.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I'm hanging with you because I like hanging with you. And it's not because, we're going, yeah, you going to the party? Oh, you can introduce me to someone, you can.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of just that weird stuff that like, obviously you ditch in high school.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I don't know. I lost my train of
No,
thought.
that is a really good point. I think that is something I've always been honest. I was honest with you immediately when I met Gretchen.
Yeah.
I still remember at Star Tie when I met her. Is that what
Yeah.
it was called? Star
Yep.
Tie?
Yep.
Is it still there?
Yes, but I think COVID did kind of a number on it. Like
Okay,
it's
Star
not.
Tie in Lakewood.
I feel like you can't just like pull up like you used to because like the hours are different.
Yeah. Well, and it was like
James
family
is-
run,
yeah.
right? So like
Yeah.
sometimes they would go on vacation. It means the
Yeah,
restaurant's closed.
Yeah, the guy that runs it, James, he would just be like, I'm in Thailand. Like you'd see a paper, you just pull up and it'd be like a paper
On the
side.
door.
It'd be like in Thailand for the next 6 weeks. It's like, oh, okay.
That's how you know it's legit, though.
Yeah.
But that's where I met Gretchen, and I
Yeah.
was immediately like,
Yeah.
I love her.
I think even, I mean, I had this conversation with a couple of people where I even said like early on, I'm like, bro, if I continue to date this girl, like I'm not going to be able to do single guy stuff for very long.
No.
Like,
And it ended pretty abruptly.
yeah. I mean, by
And
the
thank
time,
God.
I mean, we met early November. And then by the time like Christmas hit, I was pretty locked in.
Yeah.
Like it was, you know, it was, I mean, it's history. That's just.
And just like that,
Yeah.
now, 6 years later almost, they have a beautiful baby boy named Milo.
Yeah.
What?
Happiest baby ever.
What's the biggest thing that's changed in you since you and Gretchen had Milo?
I think just like the capacity for like, I don't know, when I met Gretchen, it was very much like you meet someone that you're like, oh, this is the most important thing. I care about this more than literally anything.
Yeah.
And so like you're almost like your heart like expands. Like Gretchen always says, like my heart grew 3 sizes. That's like one thing she says a lot. It's like the
For so much.
yeah, but like that's unironically like that how it works. Like you meet someone and your heart grows in ways that you couldn't really imagine. You care about them more than you care about yourself. You're like you know, however selfless or selfish you were, it's like it just you become more selfless. Like
Yep.
and then you have a kid and then like you so you know you feel like, oh, it could never just continue to happen. It can't happen more than this. And then it just does.
Ugh.
Like you just like, oh, like so I have 2 people I care about more than literally anything on earth. That's
Yeah.
crazy, you know?
The heart expands.
Yeah. So it's been a journey, man. It's like, you know, like there are points in the middle of the night where it's like, bro's waking up. Bro's waking up at 4:30 in the morning.
He needs what he needs.
I'm like, bro, my alarm goes off at 6:30 in the morning. Wakes up at 5. And I'm like, God damn it.
I'm supposed to have an hour and a half.
Like, okay,
left.
yeah. And so I get up and I'm like, oh, I'm feeding him or whatever. And so like, oh, I'm like, oh, this diaper's loaded up. I got to change it. Like, whatever. I go change him. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. And I'm like changing it or whatever. And then he'll just like kind of wake up or whatever. And he'll just be, because, you know, when they cry, they sort of do the half awake, half.
Oh, yeah.
And then they just. And then he just immediately, like, he gets this from Gretchen because Gretchen's the morningest of morning people.
Oh, yeah. I
I'm
can
just
see
like,
that.
I'm literally like on death's doorstep, bro. I'm like subhuman. I'm not even real.
You're a zombie.
And so I'm just changing him or whatever. And he sort of like wakes up and then he looks at me. He's like,
We're awake now.
and I'm like,
Good morning.
God damn it. I'm like, hey, buddy, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just stuff that it's like a way that I never expected I would be.
Well, it's interesting to see because you have, especially because of how you like left to Japan and you did that so independently.
Yeah.
I always in our 20s, and even before that, I mean, like you said, you were working since 13. You were going door to door, collecting money. You did all of this stuff very independently. You were one of the most independent people I knew in my 20s. And that's something else we had in common is we were both just like, I have a lot to do and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And it was all about us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now it is not all about you anymore.
I can tell you, I would have made many more rugs by now.
Well, yeah, I bet.
If
I bet.
you know, it's like, it's definitely not all about me. It's definitely like, oh, this comes first. All the stuff that I want to do and stuff but also it's like a drop in the bucket. Like, you know, people talk about you only
Totally.
have a certain number of summers with them, as it's like you have 5, I forget you know, it's like 5 summers with them as a
Mhm.
tot, you know, 4 summers as a toddler, and then like 7 summers with them as a kid, and then like 3 summers with them as a teen.
Don't take it for granted.
Like it's just such a limited time, and so it's hard now to not feel that same level of like independence, but also it's like it's not gone.
Right.
I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be able to do what I want to do, but also I get to watch the work. I get to watch him become a person that I want to do those things with.
Oh,
so
sidekick.
Yeah.
Love. And he's the cutest kid in the whole wide world.
He's abnormally cute.
He's abnormally cute. It's disturbing.
Yeah.
And he was pretty immediately cute. That's another thing is a lot of babies in the first couple months, you're like, oh my God, how cute.
Yeah.
Seriously cute.
Most they coming out looking like a wet rutabaga.
Uh-huh.
Just like something, like like in Harry Potter or whatever, when the mandrakes.
Oh my God.
When they pull them out, they're like,
some babies.
They're like screaming.
Some babies.
Yeah.
No,
but
I remember the first time I went and met him, I was like, how is he already this perfect?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have to play Sip, Save, or Spill soon.
Okay.
But before that, one more topic I wanted to get to, which is that you're a teacher.
Yeah.
And I don't know when I realized you were going to be a teacher, because I feel like for a long time, is that the only thing you were ever going to be? Weren't you going to do something with like...
Was it nanotechnology? Was that it?
No, I thought you were doing something with fitness, but maybe I'm just thinking of the fact that you're a very fit person.
There was a period of time. So basically, in a nutshell, I went to school to become a teacher.
Yeah.
And then I got kind of screwed over by the counselors. So I went to ACC. The goal is like, I'm going to go to ACC. I'm going to do my general ed. I'm going to go to Metro.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then I went to ACC. I was there for about a year and a half, about to start the end of my second year. And then the counselors were like, okay, so out of the classes you took, a year of them count towards your degree. And I'm like, what do you mean? This is my second year.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean a year's worth of classes like don't count? And they're like, well, you took the wrong class. I'm like, you guys told me what classes to take.
Yeah.
So they kind of like led me astray in a way where like I was going to school full time for 2 years. Only a year of those classes counted.
Oh, hell
thinking
no.
that I was like, so I'm like, you know what? Like I had this like crisis where I'm like, bro, if I'm gonna change, I was thinking maybe I just change now. Like I might as well. And so I changed into something else that I love. And then I was in the kinesiology, like fitness training program.
Okay, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was in there for about a half semester, and then it was a full semester. And then I just sort of, I don't know, my professors were talking about the industry in a way that really made me like not want to fall out of love with it.
Fair.
So I'm like, you know what? I think I am meant to be a teacher. So I kind of went back. So there was a period of time where I diverted, but then I'm like, this sucks. And then I just like moved back. Cause like, I love being active. I love exercising. I love all this stuff. And then I didn't want that to be something that I hated.
Oh, I totally get that. That's why I always said I would never want to be like an author profession.
Yeah.
I want it to be something I just love.
I'll train the homies.
And he has. And you know what? Sometimes I'm on the wagon and sometimes I'm off the wagon. But
bro, when you were on the wagon, you were getting strong.
I know. Look, I'm going back. You know what happened? Let me know, dude. I got way too comfortable with nightly gummies.
Oh yeah.
It did it to me. And you know what? I think I will go back, but I can attest every time, and there's probably been at this point 3 or 4 eras where I've had to call you in. Jordan is the closest I've ever had or will ever have to a personal trainer, because if I'm ever like, you know what, it's not even that I want to lose weight, it's that I feel gross or I feel lazy or I feel tired or I feel whatever, he's like, I can help you with that. And he always does. He comes over, he's like, this is what you'll do on this machine.
The homies will get strong.
The homies will get strong. And I remember my favorite thing about this is that, oh God, I think it's when I lived in the tech center maybe, and I would go to Littleton to the gym with you, and you would be like, you have to get 5 more reps in. And you'd be like, tell me the latest gossip. Because you knew that it would energize me if I started gossiping.
Oh yeah, you just pushing
like,
or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so what
about Mariah's new boyfriend?
Yeah, and I'm like, so no, like what? Like yeah, so what's going on? And then as soon as you start talking, just just start like hitting it. I'm like, okay, like this is what the motivator is. Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay.
And I've always kind of enjoyed, hearing about it too.
Yeah.
It's because I don't obviously I don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, the one thing
about
about Jordan
anything.
is he doesn't mind sipping on some tea.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
ready
keep
to
it to
spill.
myself. Keep that
And
to
he
myself.
keeps it to himself. He's a vault. And there's literally nothing I will not tell Jordan since our early 20s when I was, you can read about it in the book,
I've
a
heard some
Craigslist hoe.
absolutely diabolical things.
Diabolical. And I would
Yeah.
never shy away from telling Jordan because it was the perfect balance of you were willing to hear it because it was fascinating, but you were never like, that's gross. It was always just like, whoa,
At
what?
the end of the day, I mean, I care about my friends, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. I think we've covered enough ground. I think there's so much more we could talk about. But look how fast the time is flying. It's time for us to play Sip, Save, or Spill.
Yeah.
You know the deal with these. You get to pick the order. We'll both answer these questions.
Let's just go in order.
Sip, savor, then spill?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like that's the sip jar. So you pick a question. We're running low. I need to refill these jars.
Okay.
Easy question. What is it?
What was your favorite way to waste time before smartphones? The thing is like I like doing stuff. So it's like I have many hobbies
outside of the phone.
I mean, if you take the phone away, like I'm not short of hobbies. Like I make music, I play, hella video games. I got stuff that I'm making, stuff that I'm doing.
Soccer.
Gym. The gym. I have a plethora of
draws
projects, hobbies. I cannot remember the last time I was bored. That's something that
he doesn't get bored.
I do not get bored because I simply have too many things that I enjoy doing.
Did you have like a particular favorite thing when you were a kid that you liked doing, or was it sincerely just like the whole point is I got to keep changing it up? So.
I mean, I just whatever was interesting to me. I mean, I have like a lot of it was like playing video games like that. I'm very entrenched in like the nerd world.
True.
Like I'm insanely entrenched. I'm never coming out.
He speaks fluent.
Yeah.
Nerd.
But I was like always on my Game Boy. I was always gaming. I was watching movies, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, like you name it. It's just like, oh, I'm in there.
He is. So, that is very true. I believe that. Mine is
anime.
Similar. Oh,
not to be. I almost exclusively watch anime. Like that's the thing.
Yep.
And I want to be very clear. The thing, like people are like, oh, you love anime. Of course you would Japan. Those two things are like parallel, but it's like I was never that guy that like moved to Japan because I love anime.
Correlation, not causation.
Yes. That's I have many things I could talk about as far as like the Japan, like life in Japan, like the whole like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Separate.
But
equal.
I
mean, mine is obviously writing. Actually, mine is the same answer as yours, but also none of them are the same.
Yeah.
Because that is one of the funny things about us is there's so much about us at our core that is exactly the same. And then on the as you venture to the outer crust of the planets that are Jordan and Cameron, we become so different.
There's
like
the
music,
Venn diagram.
movies, hobbies, everything is so different. We were never competing for the same person, obviously. We have some, but then at our core, we're very ambitious. We're extremely loyalty-based.
I enjoy, the thing is, our Venn diagrams of interests it's so minuscule. But like...
Yeah, that intersection is so small.
Yes, but that doesn't like diminish how much I enjoy hanging.
Well, exactly, yeah. And like, I'm always interested in all of this, hearing about it.
Yeah. And again, I think that makes like our friendship more like pure than a lot of friendships because like we're not sitting around talking about music.
No.
We can. I mean, I get it if you're interested, but like it's like we're not sitting around talking about this shared interest because a lot of people have this like shared interest that kind of is like what ties them together.
Yeah.
But then they're so different in other ways that like if they didn't have this one thing, they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be hanging out. But also it's like we have very few interests in common.
Yeah.
But like
It's
I
always
still love hanging out with
truly-
you, man. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
so.
truly about that other person. And I'm like, I'm always interested because he's doing something I probably haven't done and won't do. Like having a wife and a baby or going to Japan or, you know,
I'm
being
trying
a
to get
teacher.
you out there, man. I'm trying to get you out
I know.
there.
And you know what? Next time you live out there, I'm committing publicly.
Perfect.
I'm going to Japan.
Perfect.
And you know what? Now that I'm doing my first overseas trip, I know by the time this airs, I will have already gone and been back for a few months.
Yeah.
But I'm about to go to London. I'm about to cross the ocean. I'm breaking
let me know
barriers.
how it go, man. I'm hyped to hear about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, mine is also just like a plethora of things besides a smartphone. I've never been bored either.
Yeah.
I don't think we have the capacity to be bored.
No.
We are movers,
Thank
but
God.
it is because we both from a young age, we're like, death's coming for me, man.
Yeah.
I better get moving and
Yeah.
stay moving.
Yep.
Okay, let's do a saver question.
All right.
That's this one. Oh, God, I only have
Y'all are
one more.
running out.
Oh, my God.
When was the time someone believed you could do something before you did?
Did you have one of those times?
I don't know.
You're a pretty self-assured man.
Yeah,
And you were a pretty self-assured boy.
I mean, I have like, I want to say the opposite of this, where I...
Ooh, tell me about that. I love that. When were you the underdog?
Yeah.
And
So-
they didn't believe you could do it.
Okay, so this kind of ties in what we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
You remember, so there was a girl I had a crush on in high school. You know who
Was
I'm
it
talking-
at our high school?
Yeah.
Was it someone you... Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I had a
Go
girl,
on.
and I can
Yeah.
say the name, it doesn't matter. So there was this girl, Selena.
Yep.
I had a crush on her. And I was
She'll
like,
be on the show one day.
yeah,
I love her.
She invited me over one time, and I have this big long story, whatever. In a nutshell, she invited just out of the blue. She invited me. We talked in the hall and whatever.
Yes.
She invited me over to help her study for a math test, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm like, what? Like, it was literally just like, oh, I'm in.
Yep.
And then I went over and helped her study. Her parents show up, and they're like, hey, you want dinner? You want these things? These slammers, these that were like little enchilada things. And bro, she was like, her family was like, come on, yeah, like, oh yeah, oh they're good here. Have some. Oh, you don't want any more? You don't want any more? Oh, come on.
Oh,
like,
Selena's parents are so standard Chicano parents.
So
like, you're gonna eat.
Oh,
and
you don't
we're
like
gonna
our
make
food?
sure you're full.
oh, you don't like our food? Because I was like, bro, I'm full. I ate so many. I'm
It's
so
not
full.
enough.
But I was like so determined, dude. I went out to the back. I went out behind my van outside. I went out behind my van because I parked, just so happened to park by a storm drain. I just threw up all of the food that I'd eaten so I could go back in there and I could eat more. Because she was like,
It's one of my favorite stories.
because I was like, I can't leave a bad impression. So I went in there and I just horsed down like so many more of these things. And so I was like, afterwards, I'm like, you know, bro, I think I'm gonna I think there's this girl I'm thinking about asking to homecoming. Like, I don't know. I think, and you're like, and you were very supportive. You're like, no, bro, like, who wouldn't want to go? Come on, like you should ask them. Like, absolutely, you should do it. You should, whatever. And then I'm like, you're like, who is it? And I'm like, I don't know. You're like, no, just tell me. We're like, okay. I'm like, I was thinking about asking Selena or whatever. And you were just like, actually, don't do. Yeah, actually, she'll say
I
no.
said Selena Pacheco.
Yeah, actually, she'll say no. And so I'm like,
Okay, but I knew that
No.
it just wasn't a match.
no, and you were probably correct. I was
for sure
you were
correct.
100% correct.
Yeah.
But it was like, that was the thing where it's like, I'm like, oh, I can normally, I'm like, oh, I can. I was never scared of swinging and missing.
Yeah. But I'm
But,
like,
like,
just so you know, don't
Yeah,
waste
like,
your
I just
time.
don't. You're like, don't waste your time. I'm like, all right, yeah. And then that was, yeah. So I think that's.
That is so funny. And for the record, everybody, again, Selena Pacheco will be on the show one day. She is also one of my very good friends from high school. And so I obviously love Jordan. I love Selena. And I just knew, like, oh,
No,
that's
you were
not it. That's not a
you were
match.
correct. You were correct. It was just that.
That
was
is
just,
so funny. That is a time people believed in you and you didn't believe in yourself until you went outside and threw up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
lot.
so
Threw up a lot.
hyper specific and funny. God, I wish I could think of something like that because I never really thought there was something I couldn't do, except for maybe have the podcast, because I didn't think I could do it because of the technical aspect.
I said, but did you really think you couldn't do it?
I didn't think that I could produce it, which is when Michael was like, yes, you can do a
Yeah.
podcast. Like, I'll make you a list of what you need, but yeah, you can do it.
That's the nice thing about having friends that are outside of your Venn diagram of interests is like
1,000%.
you have like, I'm not a car guy. It's like I have buddies who's like, oh, they are car guys. It's like, oh, like we can help each other out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
very, so I never doubted that you could do anything that you put your mind to, because if you don't have the technical expertise, like you know someone.
True. Just like when I was like, I don't even know where to start. If I don't even want like an intense gym routine. Like I'm never going to be a gym bro. I have no desire to be, but I don't even know enough to like get in there. And you were like, I can help you.
Yeah.
And I believe you can do a routine. Like there's no reason you can't go to the gym a few times a week.
Yeah.
So that's another example.
Yeah.
Thank God for my heterbros.
Of course.
Okay, time for the spill question. I can't believe we've already gone over an hour.
Oh, jeez.
But I can honestly talk to Jordan for 8 hours and it would not even faze me.
What's a lesson that life has recently taught you? I mean, I feel like the main, like, I don't know, man, the having a kid, like, it just changes how you think about stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it changes how, however much I felt like, hey, one day we'll all be dead, none of this will matter. Like, I extra feel that now, where it's like, not only do I have the mounting pressure of like mortality looming over me at all times, it's like one day, like I got like my kid's gonna be living on Earth without me.
Oh my God.
Someday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
God
that.
willing.
So it's
Yeah.
like I have to be as present and as like there and doing my best at all times, even if I'm feeling tired, exhausted, upset, angry. Like I just have to do good, not just for myself, but like for my legacy, I guess you could say. Like it's strange having all of my motivation come from within and be directed inwards.
Yeah.
And now I have other things that I'm like, actually, that's not the thing I need to prioritize. It's just not. I need to be there for my kid, my wife.
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Because I know that even though you can be quite social, you are an introvert.
Yeah.
And you live so much of your life for other people. You're very involved with your family, like your parents and brothers. You're obviously a husband, a father. You're a teacher. And right now, it's probably harder than ever, I would guess,
Oh,
because
God, yeah.
you're a teacher at a majority Spanish-speaking school, and the Trump administration and ICE are garbage. And so much of your life is focused on other people. But how do you still take care of yourself, especially as an introvert, to keep yourself, put on your mask before you put on other people's?
I think so I don't know if I mean, I am an introvert, but I think one of the things that I like, I like hanging out with people, but like I gain more energy from, if I gain energy from something that's other than just being by myself and recharging, it's like being with my small group of friends.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I think
I don't,
that's still introverted.
going to a party
Yeah.
is, it's like, it's cool, it's whatever, I gotta like turn it on or whatever, but like going out and having lunch with you and hanging out and just like chilling, like that's kind of something that gives me a little bit of energy. Like I go to the gym by myself, whatever, but then a couple days a week I go with a close friend, and it's like, oh, that's kind of, I don't feel like I have a lot of time to really hard focus on myself right now, especially. But I think there are things that I do. It's kind of like I don't know, triage is the right word, where you're sort of just like,
it's
here
enough
and
to keep
there.
you
I'm like,
going.
I have a little bit of my free time here. I have a little bit of my me time there. And I kind of like, I just hang on to that. And I have these things that I need to do for myself. And I just sneak them in where I can. Like I think that's part of being a dad. And that's something that like my dad has said to me. He's like, yeah, you just gotta, you'll have time for yourself later. Like,
oh, that's a good way to look at it.
There's gonna be a period of your life where your kid barely wants anything to do with you, and then that's the time to be focusing on
and then enjoy that solitude.
Yeah, so it'll come back. I'll have a lot of time to do what I want to do when I want to do it, for whatever reason I want to do it later on.
You used to be a night owl. Are you still a night owl?
Yeah.
Because you have to get up early now.
Yeah, I go to bed almost, I would say, generally speaking, on a weeknight, midnight.
Oh, we're so alike in that
Midnight,
way, too. We are
12:30.
both night owls, always have been.
Summer comes. I got, historically speaking, I haven't had a summer with my baby yet.
Yeah.
But historically speaking, when I have 3 months that I just don't have I'm not beholden to anything.
Yeah.
I'm like going to bed at like 3:30.
I
like
know,
that,
because sometimes I remember like back in the day
Yeah.
when it would be Facebook would show the little green dot.
Yeah.
We were always online late.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And Gretchen's a morning person, so I get one of the things that's nice about our relationship is she gets her me time in the morning, and then I get my me time at night because she starts deteriorating at like 8:30.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Famously, if you put on a movie past 7 p.m., she's gonzo. She can't.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So I get my me time
I'm jealous.
at night. She gets her me time in the morning. That's kind of when we can do a little bit of self-maintenance and,
So you're not an 8 hours a night guy.
No, I'm a napper though. I could fall asleep anywhere.
Oh, you nap.
Yeah, when I
Okay,
can.
that's different. I can't
during my
nap.
lunch break, I horse my food down in like 5-10 minutes, and then I sleep in my car for 20-30 minutes a day.
Oh God.
I can just power save mode just instantly.
Wow, you really are a triage power supply kind of guy.
Yeah. Nap anywhere.
I already forgot the question. What was it?
Life lesson that life has recently taught you. And then I talked about my child, and then you asked about taking care of myself.
You know what? Interestingly enough, I will just give this example of a lesson life has taught me recently is about getting older. I saw this video, and I talked about this with a previous guest because I'm still thinking about this video, and it's been weeks. There's this video that I saw on TikTok of this like old lady, and she was like addressing younger people. And she was like, when older people are around, they don't feel older. They feel like the same person, but you perceive them as older. And you perceive sometimes when an older person tells you something as it like nagging or something or being a know-it-all, but it's because we've been you and we've been us.
Yeah.
And we've been every age in between. And I was thinking that especially last night when this is airing, I think, in July, but we are currently today is Saturday, April 25th. Last night was my third soberversary, and we decided to go celebrate at Trax and watch the drag queen Juicy Love Dion. And when I was at Trax, I had a moment where I looked around and like, do you remember when I turned 18, how excited I was to go to Trax?
Yeah.
That was 16 years ago. That's insane to me. Over 16 years ago.
Time flies, brother.
Time flies. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, this place looks exactly the same. Like if you go into Trax, it looks exactly the same as when I went. And they would play last night they played some songs that were from like 2009, 2010. And I was thinking like, oh my God, it feels like yesterday I was in this space dancing to this song. And I was next to Kip, who's now, I don't know, in Texas or California. He's a tumbleweed. He's gone. And I was like in college, and it was those nights where I was working at Starbucks and going out. And it happened so fast when I thought like, oh my God, that was 16 years ago. It feels like it was last night sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this what it's going to be like when I'm 80 or 90?
Yeah. I think... I don't know. I think your own perception of yourself is more important than other people's perception. So if you feel that way, then it's like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Other people, like, there's 7 billion people on the planet. You tell me that any of them are going to have a impact on what you are and how you feel?
I mean, it's not going to have an impact on what I do and who I feel like I am, but it is weird to have like, I mean, I was also thinking about it today, like, God, when I first went to Trax that night, I was I mean, by definition, I went like the first chance I got when I turned 18.
Yeah.
I was on that Thursday night the youngest person in the whole building.
Yeah.
And just going there, it's a very strange thing to look around and be like, that kid right there could be like 14 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And that is so crazy because at one point I went and everyone seemed so much older and more mature. And I knew I had so much more to learn. And now I look around, and I was there last night with Zach and Logan were there. And, you know, those are like my kids. And they're 25 and 26. And I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Life is so different than when I was 18. And it really goes by so fast.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a new lesson, but sometimes an old lesson comes back just to slap you in the face.
No, absolutely.
And it's not a bad slap in the face. It's like a, hey, wake up.
Yeah.
Time's still moving.
No, absolutely.
And sometimes it is easy to fall into autopilot mode, but I think it's nice to have those jolts.
Yeah. I think I try to avoid autopilot mode as much as possible. I think that's like the way to extend your life.
I think that's a lot of what we have in common of why we constantly are like, I'm interested in trying something new.
Yeah.
Seeing something new, hearing about something new, because it keeps it fresh. My worst nightmare is like, is it Groundhog's Day, the movie where it's like the same day every day?
Yeah.
Yikes.
You know, okay, so real quick, my grandpa, like, he's not a big movie guy. We went to go see when I was like 15 or something, high school sometime. I forget exactly when it came out. You remember the movie Click? Yeah. With Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandpa, for whatever reason, really loved that movie. And he's not a movie guy. Like, getting him to, like, he watches maybe the Harry Potter movies and the Lord of the Rings movies, and then everything else, it's just kind of like, he's not a big movie guy.
Yeah.
But like, for whatever reason, and to his credit, he took me to a lot of movies that he did not want to see, that he was not into.
Right.
But he took me to Click, and he was like, I love that movie. Like, oh, just the message and whatever. And I'm like, you know, at the time, I'm like, it's just, you know, it was a pretty good Adam Sandler movie. You know, like Kate Beckinsale looks, you know, is Kate Beckinsale.
I didn't mind.
Yeah. So, but like the premise of that movie is like, you can't, like, you know, when he has that remote and then he starts like, fast forwarding through work, and then he's like, fast forward. Oh, I hate my drive to work. And fast forwards through it. Like, and then all of a sudden, like, it auto learns what he fast forwards through, and so it just automatically fast forwards through it. And then so it's like, the more time you're spending just zipping in autopilot mode from moment to moment, it's like, it's like, by the time you know, like, you're old, your life is over.
That's so true.
And so he was like, you got to appreciate it. You got to, you know, like, this is, you know, you don't want to fast forward your life. You don't want to shorten your life or whatever. And so it's like, that's the thing that I think about when my grandpa was like, so, you know, so just enamored by that very average Adam Sandler movie. Yeah. Because of the message or whatever. And it's like, that's kind of what I think about when I'm like, in autopilot mode or whatever. Dude, my 20s felt crazy long in the best way.
Yeah, I agree.
And, you know, it
was like a whole lifetime of its own for me.
So you got to find other things that make you turn that autopilot off as much as possible.
Yeah, because guess what, everyone? Click.
One day,
just like that, we're not in study hall anymore, and
we're
in our mid-30s.
You're on your deathbed.
Well,
yeah, not yet, obviously, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Willing,
I think about that often. I'm like, one day we'll all be dead, and none of this will matter, man.
It is how I get myself to do stuff. It's like, will I regret this when I'm on my deathbed? Like taking time off work. It's like, when I'm on my deathbed, I'll be glad I did it.
Yep.
It might be uncomfortable, and I don't like the feeling of missing out on being a team player if, you know, they would rather me not be gone for 2 weeks. But guess what? On my deathbed, I'm not going to give a shit whether they felt that way. I'm going to be like, yeah, I was obligated to take some time to live my life.
Yeah.
And aren't we all?
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely.
This has been a special episode. I'm so happy that you joined.
Happy.
Thank you for making time.
Anytime, brother.
Is there a message you'd like to leave our friends with before we sign out?
Besides, one day we'll all be dead and none of this will matter.
I mean, I think that's a great ending message.
Yeah. Just turn that autopilot off, man.
Turn that autopilot off. Live your life today. Do something today, even if it's small, that you've never done before.
If you're driving to work, find an interesting audiobook. Listen to a podcast. Don't just like
catch up on the Kameron Show.
Catch up on the Kameron Show, man.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us today on this beautiful summer day by the time you're listening. And as always, live your best life. Don't be a dick. I love you. Turn off autopilot. Bye.